Welcome back to GDQ HOTFIX, everybody. My name is Author Blues, and I'm your host for this event. We've only got a few more runs left for tonight, 3 in particular. This marathon's going to be running till probably approximately midnight tonight and starting again tomorrow at noon. So make sure you come back tomorrow to continue seeing Sonic collecting a bunch of shiny stuff. A few reminders for you really quickly is that Corona Relief Done Quick will be starting on April 17th until the 19th, benefiting Direct Relief. SGDQ submissions will be open April 29th through May 9th. If you've already submitted, just be sure to resubmit when that window becomes open because everything was cleared in order for the rescheduling to happen. If you want any information about upcoming events, don't forget to go to gamesdonequick.com. If you want to have more information about SGDQ rescheduling and Corona Relief Done Quick, you can also check gamesdonequick.com/notice. A few reminders about some shows going on this coming week. We'll have our time capsule show at 8 p.m. Eastern this Tuesday, and the first step will be 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. HOTFIX is funded in part thanks to your bits and subscriptions, so please consider subscribing in order to be able to produce more shows like this one. If you've been enjoying the show so far, it's all thanks to the support that you've provided. And don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you can link your Twitch account to subscribe for free. So I'm going to throw it over to Amber for Sonic Time Twisted.
Hi everyone, I'm back. My name is AmberCyprian. I'm the organizer of Sonic and the Shiny Things, which is the event you've been watching. I'm gonna go ahead and just restart the game just to show the studio who made this. This is another Sonic fan game called Sonic Time Twisted. It was made by Overbound Games, and they actually, years ago when they linked this to, like right before they released it in 2017, they linked this to me once upon a time. To have me try it out and stream it. And I played it once, like when it came out, I was like, oh, that's cool, that's a cool fan game. And then the next thing I know, I had a reason to actually sit down and play it again, and it was for this event. And I've come to actually really enjoy it. So I deleted all my files so I don't accidentally spoil the final boss. But we are going to be playing Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic Time Twisted. And I'm going to be joined in part by my lovely commentators. If you could both introduce yourselves.
Michael, go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Sega Junkie.
I am TGH.
Yeah, TGH is in person with me, so if he's a little quiet on the mic, I apologize. We are sharing a mic.
Yeah, I'll just have to shout. It's fine.
And then Michael is all the way out in Australia, so thank you so much for joining us, because I know that the time zones are not kind. I'm normally asleep at this hour. Team overnighters. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and ready up this file. I'm gonna count us down, and we're gonna start off in 3, 2, 1, go. So, like I said, this is Sonic Time Twisted. This game is kind of like a happy mix of... Can you go mute my laptop, please, Teach?
Oh, yeah.
Because I can hear myself off of my laptop, off in the distance. But this is a happy mix between Sonic CD and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It takes kind of the best elements of both. So you have time travel from CD, you have the time stones that appear in CD as well. You saw them in Rafamir's run. And we've already entered our very first special stage. And one thing about Best Ending is that there are actually multiple endings in this game. There is the All Chaos Emeralds ending, there's the All Time Stones ending, and then there's Best Ending where you collect all 14. You can only collect Chaos Emeralds in the future of every zone, and you can only collect Time Stones in the past of every zone. And every special stage is a race against Metal Sonic. On the bright side, unlike almost every other run you've seen that involves collecting emeralds, if I fail a special stage, I don't have to go find a backup ring or anything like that. I just need to expend a life to be able to attempt to get another chance at it. And it starts me. It starts me immediately, which is awesome. So I picked up this bubble shield in that special stage for a very specific reason. You're gonna see it very soon, because I have to backtrack to my second emerald. We're gonna be getting 7 shiny things in this stage alone, and that's gonna be 4 emeralds and 3 time stones. But these trampolines are way easier. to deal with the bubbles bounce. If I can get in there we go. And Michael, do you want to talk about like the shields and stuff in this game?
Okay, so if you're familiar with Sonic 3 Knuckles, Sonic Mania, those kind of games, you'll be familiar with the first 3 shields, which are the water, the fire, and the lightning. This game actually has 3 additional shields. You might have seen the wind one that Amber picked up.
I did pick that up, yep.
There's also a rock and an ice type shield. The rock one, I think, just gives you a couple of rocks that rotate around you and protect you, almost like Mario Kart green shells kind of thing.
Yeah, you can shoot them out.
And the ice one, you can use it in the air and it does an 8-way attack. But the wind one is the one you really want to look out for. Because once you activate it in midair, you have complete control of yourself in midair for about a second and a half, something like that.
Kind of like this. I'm just gonna show it off here.
It's just.
And if you bounce off a spring or a bumper, you regain control as well, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the level of control you have with it is absolutely insane.
Another thing that's really, really cool is that this game brings back something that was originally in Triple Trouble. Michael, if you want to talk about that as well, that would be awesome.
Are we talking about the springs?
Yeah, like how you can re-roll into a ball.
Yeah, so normally if you hit a spring, one that's facing up, you're vulnerable from the moment you hit the spring until you hit the ground. In this game, if you hit jump again off the spring, you'll actually curl back up into a ball. Nice quality of life feature so that you don't end up in a situation where you're completely vulnerable.
Yeah, and the other really nice thing, I was not supposed to pick up that ice shield. I don't know why I did. Oh well. The other really nice thing about that mechanic is that you can then activate a shield effect. So if you have like the lightning shield, you can double jump, or if you have the wind shield, you can use the really cool, it's almost like a Nights in the Dreams effect where you can control yourself completely in the air. It's a little bit of a strange like arc that you can move in, but it does get the job done. I'll be picking up another one of them here in this special stage. And I actually do kind of route my shield pickups for most of these special stages. Some of them I just don't care what I have, but generally speaking, I usually want either the wind or lightning shields as they assist me with mobility. There's my wind shield. With having to backtrack to get either time stones or chaos emeralds early in the game. And then lightning shields, I really care about keeping those later on once I have the ability to turn into supersonic, because lightning shields have a very, very strange quirk, and I'm not entirely sure if it's intended in the game's code. I recently, and by recently I mean earlier this week, realized that lightning shields double the rings that I collect. Not ring monitors, mind you, but like with the 10 ring monitors, but also I'm mostly just the magnetized rings, and it makes turning super a lot faster and maintaining it a lot more consistent as well. Also, you'll notice my life counter is going to be really, really high during this run.
Yeah, you get like excessive lives in this game. It's actually crazy.
I loaded up
this
like...
is still the first act of the game, which is already on 8.
Yeah. All right. One thing that's important to know about this this windshield is if you touch literally anything when you're using its power, you will immediately drop, and you cannot regain control until you either bounce off of something or until you land. So that was obnoxious there, and that was not the smoothest attempt to transition over here. Time travel works a lot like it does in CD, except we don't have to maintain our speed for like 20 seconds. It's just an instant change.
Yeah,
if you
it's
are,
immediate.
yeah,
as long as you're moving fast enough when you hit that post, then it immediately starts the transition, which can be an issue sometimes.
Yeah, if you touch the post and you realize, oh, this is not what I want, if you can either try to screech to a halt or jump. Usually jumping is the way to interrupt it. But sometimes you're moving so fast you don't realize you've grabbed it, and the transition is so fast that it's already over. You're in the other time period. But my emerald route and most of my route through this depends on what zone I'm in, but I really, for my Emerald and Timestone route, need to stay in the correct time period. If I transition by accident to the past or future where I'm not supposed to, I can restart the game, and what's really nice is that the level select feature goes by act. So if I were to transition out of attraction, I don't know why I went to split. I don't know, my split's up. If I were to transition, like, say, back into the future by accident in here in Attraction Attack 1, when I'm trying to get time stones, I would simply nice slope. I would simply just restart the game, select Attraction Attack Past, and then find where I was going. Oh god, there we go. These jumps are a little rough. The perspective or the depth perception in these special stages can be really rough. It's like this weird fake mode 7 stuff, but I've jumped from one ledge to another, but on my target ledge I've fallen right through the ground and had to retry, and that's annoying.
Yeah, they start to get really windy. One of my favorite things about these special stages, though, is that when you finish them, Metal Sonic just kind of like flies past you with no regards to you.
Oh, he's gonna give us his favorite sound effect here. Yeah, that's one of Jay's favorite parts of I call TGH Jay, by the way. Oh, I went the wrong way. Let's go back up. Go back up. I'm supposed to go left.
You can blame me for that.
Yes.
I distracted you.
There we go. We are fine. All right. Cool. Everything's under control. I take that hit intentionally because for some reason his cycle, that Caterpillar's cycle starts out where I really wish it didn't, and it's facing the opposite direction for me to damage it. All right, there we go. Much better. I don't want to transition into the future. Let's not do that. We're gonna grab that fire shield.
I have to say, this is a really, really good looking fan game, like just in general, like especially for a fan game. Even if this were official, I would still be impressed by it.
There we go. I needed to not drop down there because that's the opposite of where I want to be. There we go. So it's worth noting, huh?
I noticed you went by an invincibility there. One of the really interesting things about invincibility in this game compared to the official games is it doesn't actually remove your shield ability.
Yes.
So you can have invincibility and still use the speed effect of the fire shield, or use the wind shield to get up somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for that fire there. And we're just gonna casually go to our last shiny thing of this act here, right over here. There we go, that's our third time stone. There we go. As I start progressing through these special stages, the later ones, like I think specifically like Chaos Emerald 6 and Time Stone 7, and to a degree Chaos Emerald 7 as well, they're not particularly fun special stages, especially Time Stone 7. Like that it makes me wonder just how play-tested those stages were, because especially Time Stone 7 requires you to, you may have noticed these green boosters on the ground. I'm about to hit one right here. They re-lock your camera in a different direction. So if you hit this and you're not facing the exact angle that that it's going to like boost you in, it will suddenly snap your camera and Sonic in that direction, and it's really disorienting, and you have to be ready to react. Sometimes I'm not ready to react, so Time Stone 7 can sometimes cause me a time loss here. There we go. 4.5 minutes later, and we have half of our shiny things.
But again, it's not as drastic a time loss as it would be in some other games, because you don't actually have to go and seek out another large ring.
Exactly. So just to reintroduce this game, as it plays this MS Paint cutscene, this is Sonic and the Shiny Things, and also this is Sonic Time Twisted. This is a fan game by Overbound Games. I am playing the best ending category, so I'm collecting all 14 shiny things in it. There's 7 time stones and 7 chaos emeralds. We have 4 emeralds and 3 stones right now. So
Yeah, if
there
you
we
weren't
go.
sure this was a fan game, you'll know now.
Yeah, Tails looks like he's seen some stuff. So here's a mini boss with Metal Sonic. You don't actually lose any lives if you were to lose to him, and lately I have not been able to react very well with my usual strat to fight him, so we're just gonna use the windshield
Yeah, that was very quick.
and abuse it. Usually I use because that screen is ever scrolling, but if you don't words and phonetic sounds. If you don't input anything and you're on the far left of the screen, even though the level is scrolling, Sonic stands perfectly still. I cannot words. Perfectly still. And you can spin dash and just kind of spin dash jump into Metal Sonic's feet and damage him. And he only takes 4 hits anyways. But instead, I'm just going to use the windshield because I use a Sega Genesis controller for this game. I have a USB one, and it's pretty awesome, but piano rolls, where we do like up to 6 tap spin dashes, so you know our fingers roll from A to C or C to A, is... I wanted that fire shield. Oh well. There's another one I can pick up later on, but it's just like, it can be rough on the hands, I'll say that much. I don't think the future version of the cutscene is any better, because I've seen it both past and future, and it's the exact same cutscene. And it has like the portal ripped straight out of Chrono Trigger in it.
That fire shield that Amber just got, by the way, can be a pain because it's right between the 2 bumpers. It's actually pretty precise to hit it and not hit either of the bumpers surrounding it.
Yeah. You'll also notice that Sonic has his... Oh, what am I doing? I need this. Sonic has his Insta Shield and his Super Peel Out. There we go. No, 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 no! Alright, I am actually going to intentionally take a death here, because I need to go over there to the left. There we go.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
There we go. And I need to also not take another death. There we go. I know that on my end I'm not getting any frames, but it is possible that there are a couple of issues that they are trying to sort out. And to be fair, the Emerald Collection is not the most exciting part of this, so you'll be fine.
This is exciting. I don't know what you're talking about.
I need this windshield.
Look at this background.
There we go. This background.
This background's exciting.
This is very trippy.
What even are those? Are those like cookies?
I don't know.
Vanilla-filled cookies or something? Like, I'm hungry now.
I mean, we have Nilla wafers here at the house.
I want a snack. He's out of there.
I just have a vision of, like, if anyone's played Banjo-Tooie, the last stage, Cloud Cuckoo Land, with just platforms out in the middle of nowhere everywhere.
I'm personally reminded of Hat in Time.
Oh, yeah, I can see
The
that.
time rest stage with the cookies. Yep.
Okay, I need... There we go. We saved it. I want to take top route here. It is just significantly faster than bottom route to get to the boss. There we go. So, if you were here for the Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited run, I mentioned several times that people learned games specifically for this marathon. This is no different. I learned this, I started picking this up March 6th, I think was my first run. And that time was just under an hour and 10, which is what my estimate is right now. Except,
Things have happened since then.
Yeah, I am the only runner of this game to my knowledge, especially this category. And I've found a couple of things that... Ooh, I wonder if I could actually reach that big ring from there.
A couple of things, huh? But
Yeah.
One big thing in particular that we're gonna get to once we actually get there.
Yeah.
It comes near the end of the game, right at the end of the game. In fact.
Well, I mean, if it's done right, it is like right at the end of the game is correct. There we go. So by the end of this zone's second act, we should have our all 14 shiny things that we're after. And then I proceed to mostly just trivialize the game with Supersonic, which is hilarious. Although in one of my practice runs 2 days ago, that's a death. There's me showing off that you can just spend a life to be able to retry, which is awesome. This is one of the most forgiving Sonic games to try to 100%, so to speak. But I forgot what I was talking about. I did this earlier too.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nope, I can't remember either. Sorry.
It's okay, Michael. I don't know. That looks like a melted death egg almost. Well, that's definitely a galaxy, and then that, I don't know what the heck that is.
I feel like this belongs in like a contemporary art museum thing.
No, it belongs in an Earthbound game.
Oh, true. To be honest with you, Earthbound kind of belongs in a contemporary art museum either way.
Yeah, I lost my memory and didn't even take a sip of water. I do that a lot, by the way. I'm mid-sentence and I forget exactly what I was saying. There we go.
Don't worry, I think that makes all three of us.
All right, so I did intend to actually go into the past there, and oh man, I need to get the flame shield more often from that special stage. That made a couple of like things way easier.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see just how different the themes are between the past and future versions of the stage. Was completely different. The level layouts are also completely different, which means it's very important, even in stages where they're not collecting shiny things, that they want to be in a particular version of the stage.
Yeah, I'm currently the only runner of the game, as I had mentioned before. I did have very recently, because this game was made in Game Maker Studio, I want to say. I'm gonna grab that lightning shield. Okay. But I recently was given level maps by a friend of mine, and I stitched them together in Photoshop. So we now have level maps so I can properly route this category after this marathon. So that'll be great. I need to go down, so we're gonna sacrifice the lightning shield. There we go, because I need to grab this. This is going to be our 6th time stone. And we're back to the melted death egg.
It looks like something out of Monsters, Inc.
Does it really?
It looks like a one-eyed thing, like skull kind of resembling thing with a long tongue.
You know what? I can kind of see that.
Yeah. I don't like it. It's kind of creeped me out a bit.
There's another lightning shield at the end of the stretch here, so that will be my backup.
No, to me it just looks like if you had a chocolate version of the death egg and you left it out in the sun too long.
Well, it was left
I
out
like that
in
it took
something.
you guys about half a second.
Someone actually proposed something that I think is correct. Death egg from Sonic the Fighters. Because it actually did have those weird,
yeah,
like,
that one is
apparatus
flatter,
attached to
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's right. There we go. This game currently does not have an SRC page. I'm probably gonna request for one probably after the marathon, because I would like to try to keep some sort of track of the game, and maybe people get interested in picking up the game. You can play as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, although and you can get best ending for all of them. The main issue is that Knuckles and Tails don't get their super forms whatsoever in the game. Only Sonic does, which is why I run Sonic best ending and not Tails or Knuckles. SRC is speedrun.com.
You might have noticed then, this is a really minor thing, but when they let go of the peel out there, what actually happened is...
Don't mind me making noises. This is Time Stone 7. It sucks.
Incredible.
And you can see the snapback effect of the boosters on the ground there. Hang on.
Sorry,
I'll get my train of thought back in a second. Hang on.
My bad. There we go.
By the way, we have,
yeah.
7 here, I believe, featuring the moon from Majora's Mask.
Oh no.
Crumbling
guess
platforms, that's what
a whole different bunch of franchises.
Right, so when they release the peel out on the crumbling platform there, normally the way that would work in a regular Sonic game is you would hit the ground and then release the peel out. And instead, what happened is as soon as you released up to start the peel out, they then went straight off from there.
This T-Rex is a jerk.
So long, Bernie.
So the reason why we're going backwards, you may ask, is because I'm going to backtrack to a future signpost so I can transition here and be able to get towards my final Chaos Emerald. That way we have it. I want to get up here. There we go. That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Speed.
Speed. Okay. Nice.
Also, nice little optimization there, beginning the peel out, like as the platform crumbles, so that you can immediately like gain speed as soon as you hit the ground when you get down.
Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
The little things.
That was actually a really smooth travel to Emerald 7. All right, this stage also kind of sucks. I jumped through that missile. Not quite as bad as Time Stone 7, but it is still aggravating. And
I don't think you jumped through it. I think you destroyed it with your jump.
Maybe?
It's like how in Sonic 2's special stages you can blow up the bombs if you jump right next to them.
There we go. Depth perception is hard, and also Eggman looks like he's having an anime intro distance. Like it's just like an image, an after image, or like a faded image of Eggman there. All right, now we can turn super. He has no super music, which is awesome because the soundtrack of this game is actually pretty great too. And there we go. Supersonic in this game is extremely slippery, but he has your usual things that you would expect out of Supersonic, like a higher jump, top speed all the time. I'm going to voluntarily transition out of Supersonic specifically for this boss because his jump and his run are a little too strong for my liking, because I need to, the way you fight this boss that looks like a rejected transformer, is you obviously jump on the arms as you're spinning to stop them, and then he tries to attack you with the other one. Rinse and repeat. And I want to be able to try to get these on the first go rather than having to wait for a second rotation of the arms.
Yeah, so even that by itself is not a normal Sonic thing. Once you transform into Supersonic, normally you're Supersonic until you run out of rings. That's a thing that this game does specifically.
Yeah, and with over 200 rings, that would take quite a while. And I would not be happy. Please, there we go. Sometimes you just don't jump short enough. There we go.
One of my personal favorite things about this game is that Sonic crumps after every stage.
Jay.
What?
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with this sprite. Everything else about the game looks so beautiful, and then there's that, which looks like it belongs in 2005.
So we've entered Frigid Fortress, which is the third zone of the game, and I personally really love the future track in this game, or in this zone. Unfortunately, we're not going to hear it for longer than like 30 seconds total, because we spend the entire zone in the past. I do transition very briefly in Act 2 back to the future just for like traveling reasons, but those electric orbs that you saw at the very beginning of the stage, they're seen in Titanic Monarch and they're seen in the bonus stages of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. They make the future versions of the zone very, very, very slow, which is kind of obnoxious. But
so you can see again, even as Supersonic, they can use their lightning shield effect.
Yeah, like I know in Argic's bonus Mania run that we did, he talked about how he's able to maintain the magnet shield, or the magnet power of the lightning shield. How about retaining the double jump? Or, you know, any of the shield properties, really.
Have you mentioned the double rings as well?
Yes, I did, actually.
Okay, right. My bad, I don't remember.
No, you're fine. Also, this is why we get excessive lives. The time bonuses, for some reason, are extremely generous. I have 25 lives, just to put that out there. So, like, there were 4 rings there. Suddenly, I have 8. Now I'm gonna end up with 26 when I should have 24. Like, this lightning shield is broken, and I don't want to let go of it. And here's the other time we transition into the future, right here. So we are going to get over here, transform, and then we're gonna hit the pass sign right over here. So we're gonna drop down here, and there's a snowboard in this game. You see it very briefly, and also Supersonic defies the laws of physics. If I were to land lower on that slope, I could easily just jump up it with supersonic speed, and it lets me snowboard upwards when you really shouldn't be able to do that.
Sorry, I just read something in chat. It's like Sonic steps in a pie after each act. I'm done. It's over.
So normally when I run this game, I can't really look at chat, but this is a boss. It's Sonic Rubs His Nose, the boss. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone enjoying the event so far? Because we've got 2 more runs after mine. We've got Sonic 3D Blast, the Sega Genesis version by Void Kura, and then we have Kirby Master coming back with the Sonic Colors DS, and then we finally, you know, wrap up day 1. There we go. I actually had to do inputs. Imagine that.
I like this pose better than the crumping pose.
Yeah, this boss fight is a very different ball game when you're not super, but I'm super, so I just, like I said, I trivialize the game with Supersonic. But also shout-outs to Overbound Games, who's apparently tweeted about the stream. He is awesome for that, and much appreciated. Okay, there we go. I wasn't quite sure if I had gotten the 8th hit there. There we go. I'm also excited for the sleep run. I also have to remember I need to start up the peel out, because that's how I'm gonna transition over here. There we go. Colors DS is actually going to be 2 runs after mine, so it's gonna be the last run of today. Please don't lose the lightning shield. I would be very sad.
So now we've fallen into Donkey Kong Country, apparently.
Yeah, Viridian Valley. It's totally Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, this is
oh my god.
Under the snow.
Let me transition, or transform. There we go. So this is a fairly short stage. This is also the stage where I ended up in a wall as Supersonic and had soft locked. So we're gonna hope that doesn't happen again. And we lost our lightning shield. Great. This is one case where I don't want the windshield, because the boss of this zone, I've gotten very used to having my lightning shield. Or rather, the mini boss of this zone, I've gotten very used to having my lightning shield.
I was gonna say, is there a backup lightning shield you can pick up?
I don't know the levels well enough yet.
Okay. I've just
That's okay.
remembered what this one is. Oh yeah, this is definitely one to have the lightning shield for.
Exactly. So that's a death I didn't want to take. This boss really sucks without a lightning shield and without super. This is a really, really bad boss. I enjoy playing this game, I enjoy running this game, but I will openly say, Overbound, your boss design is not good. Like, interesting concepts, don't die, okay. I almost died immediately after beating the boss. We're okay.
Nice.
This is a really good fan game, just don't mind. Do not mind the boss design. Do I ever practice these runs? I do. I've been practicing them on my own channel. But I also, up until very recently, worked full-time and didn't really get to sit down with this game for extended periods of time until like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. There we go. We're gonna collect these rings because I want to be able to go super sooner rather than later. Normally I super right here, but that's not happening. Alright, we're actually gonna grab these rings here. And then go super.
See, have we covered all the super mechanics? So he's obviously...
He's slippery. He can also... Yeah, he's modified from your typical supersonic because he gets the shield abilities. He can... Wow, that looked weird.
Yeah, that was...
Collision!
That was definitely not where you were meant to land.
No. This boss is going to die, hopefully, in one cycle. Yep, there we go. That is probably my quickest kill on that boss.
Nice.
I've been playing on and off and trying to route it since like March 6th, so it's been a little under a month since I picked this game up. The last time stone, I already have it. Oh, I need to transition into the next zone. I'm just big chillin'. This is Drifting Dynamo. I don't like the past version of the act, but we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna hopefully get into the future sooner rather than later. And then we'll end up in Discount Flying Battery, as I like to call it. Because, I mean, that's what it is. I don't quite remember the enemy layout of this past section, because normally I have the lightning shield and can go up there to the top route, and then I end up immediately in the future. Alright, cool, we're super. Let's go. There is a future sign a little bit later that I'll be able to hit, and this is the route I used to take when I was learning this zone at all, so it'll be fine. There we go. We're gonna go down here. This is just like a glorified like wind auto-scroller. There is a water shield here. I'll grab that and we'll go right into the future. So I know exactly where I am. This has a flying battery style crushers, and with any luck I won't get crushed. And we're also going to get a new lightning shield here, which makes me a happy person, and we're also going to grab that.
So now we'll be supersonic forever.
Well, I'm hoping.
Those are worth 50 rings in this game, right?
Yes,
Just like Sonic 3,
just
yep.
like in S3K.
Yep.
There are 7 time stones and 14 emeralds. 7 time stones, 7 emeralds. I have all 14 shiny things. There we go. Like, ideally, what a better route would look like is that I get the emeralds as soon as possible in the earlier stages, and I space my time stones out so that I'm not backtracking as much, but I only just got level maps for this game yesterday. So,
And you need all 14 for the extra boss, right?
No, you only, for the extra boss for the final zone, or like what we call Discount Doomsday Zone. There we go. That is only Chaos Emeralds, but you don't get the best ending possible if you don't have all 14 shiny things.
Right. Okay.
So there would be there's technically a Time Stones ending, there's a Chaos Emeralds ending, and then there's a best ending category. Mind you, there's no leaderboard for this game yet, but it would have to be separated like that, I think. Okay.
Yep, Sonic was just walking sideways on air.
Yeah, don't mind that.
They do that to enter this stage.
Yeah, because we end up getting sucked up into, I guess, an airship of sorts. Don't land on that fire shield, thank you. Other thing I don't want to do is get crushed here. I once got crushed here as Supersonic with a magnet shield, or with a lightning shield, and because rings were following me, which by the way I should go super before I lose my shield, I ended up crashing the game because the rings didn't know where to go anymore because I had died. I also have gotten crushed here several times in practice and would like to not get crushed today, because, you know, that would also be kind of lame. There we go. All right, we're fine. I'm not really in danger of getting crushed anymore in this zone. So I will be abandoning my lightning shield a little bit later and picking up a wind shield for the sake of the boss, because Supersonic plus the wind shield for this particular boss fight of this zone, which is like a weird Metal Sonic Kai thing. It's not quite Metal Sonic Kai, but it's also not Metal Sonic Kai. It's over in seconds, and it's great. Also, there was a backup time stone to my left before I ascended that corridor there. Is there a world record for this category for this fan game? It is probably going to be my 49 something.
Like 32 or something?
No, I got another PB. It's like a 49-14 now, I think,
nice.
or 49-12.
Nice.
Also, this is why you should never give Supersonic a windshield.
Oh, does that reset after every time you hit the boss? You get another
Yep.
use.
It sure does. Yeah, like Sound Defense said, by the way, if you want to see Sonic walking sideways on air some more, you should check out the Sonic 3 run tomorrow. There's going to be a nice chunk of that in a very similar looking zone, too.
Also, shout out to Eggman in the background. In all
What?
caps.
Okay, that shield doesn't actually matter, but I'm kind of mad I lost it anyways, just on principle. It's just one of those how dare you take my shield from me moments. There we go. So I actually want to make sure I don't mistakenly transition into the past. There we go.
Good job you got that life, Amber.
Oh yeah,
You might have run out.
I might have run out. As I sit here with my 34 lives. All right, we are going to go super and not supposed to be landing on that. There we go. I need to not input anything there, because if I accidentally end up going on through either of the slanted sides of the pipes there, I'll just end up right back at the beginning of the game, and that's not fun. Or beginning of the game.
The beginning of the whole game.
Way back to the beginning of the game.
Also, I will be absolutely frank here. Yes, I have an excessive amount of lives. When I started learning this game, I needed all of those lives to special stages. Like, I was terrible at them. But I've gotten a lot better over the last month. There is a crusher here. There we go. There it is. You know, that thing I don't want to get crushed by. And I am actually going to wait out this cycle for this one platform to come over here, because I want that shield. I specifically want the shield. There we go. There is a lot of water in this zone.
So you know how you keep your shields on the transformation? If you were
Yeah.
to take a fire or lightning shield into the water, do you lose it?
Yes, it does. It does still function like that. Supersonic can in fact drown. Hypersonic is the one who can breathe underwater, but there is no Hypersonic in this game. And to answer that again, who made this fan game? Overbound Game Studio. They made this fan game. All right, we are in Tidal Tube's future, Act 2, and I don't want to be in the future anymore. I want to be in the past. The past, for some reason, despite... Come on, get up there. Despite being the... Oh, I could just do this, couldn't I? No. Alright, sometimes that slope doesn't want to play nice. And does not let me up. There we go.
I don't believe Hypersonic is in.
Hypersonic is not in this game. If he was, I would abuse him. And, you know, wouldn't want bubble shields, because who needs them?
I even said earlier, Sigmatic, I even said that it's really nice that Sonic crumps after the end of each act. I know exactly the meme you're talking about.
There we go. So despite being... Oh, I want to go up, not down. Despite being an underwater portion of the zone, this is still faster than being in the future version of this act, because there's a weird wall-crushing chase sequence that is... I didn't want to fall! I did not want to fall there. That kind of sucks.
That's the weakest Sonic Spring I've ever seen. Come on.
No, the weaker ones are
the green ones are weaker.
Yeah, and they even had this really depressing blah sound.
Gotta step up the game.
There we go. That's the clip I wanted. Okay. So this is another sort of auto-scroller boss. We fight Mechanical Free Willy. And I'm just gonna kind of stand here and scratch my nose. There we go. I do need to follow him as he passes by, because that lets me get multiple hits on him. And that lets me one-cycle him, and that is horrific looking, by the way.
Yeah, he just like loses his eyes.
Yeah. So with any luck, this is gonna be, I'm curious, what's my time, Michael?
43, mid 43.
Mid 43 right now? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to assume, I'm going to go into what should hopefully end up being the final stage of this run before the final boss. And I guess it's like time that I start talking about, planetary panic skip a little bit. Because, I don't know how it works, but if I get this...
Don't explain anything about how you're going to do it. We'll do it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll do that afterwards, assuming I get it. But if I don't get it, you are going to see at least one stage from the next... what's supposed to be the next zone. If I do it right, you won't see the next zone at all, and it'll just warp me right into the final boss, which would be great. Because the boss of Planetary Panic is one of the worst bosses I have ever seen in the history of gaming. Like, I am very blunt.
Why don't you say how you really feel?
The bosses in this game are not good. That's how I really feel.
Don't hold back.
If you play as Knuckles, you'll see that the game's bosses were not designed with him in mind either, because he has that short gimped jump that we all know and loathe.
You stopped yourself really well there.
And he's just not meant to, like, that boss that I beat in Dynamic Dynamo with Metal Sonic Kai, like the red Metal Sonic thing, sitting in the saucer. Like, that boss is terrible as Knuckles. It's okay as Tails. Terrible as Knuckles. That is not the right way to spin dash, and I want to get out of Super anyways, so I don't waste rings during this, like, mini cutscene.
So it's not after this, it's after the next boss, right? Or...
There is no boss.
Oh, so it's just after this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run through the saucer, descending. This is the opposite of Sky Sanctuary. In Sky Sanctuary, you want to ascend. I will never remember that spring is there, I swear. You want to ascend in Sky Sanctuary. In Sunken Saucer, you want to descend in the map. There we go. So we are going to go up here, go across. This is one case where if a route takes you upwards, you don't really want it in the game. Okay, and I'm going to need... Huh?
Okay, we're coming up on the end of the stage here. We're going to be
Okay.
quiet for a second, but I want your...
I hope I got that.
Yeah, so what they did was they just pressed left during the score tally.
And
I
I
was
do it in
actually-
according to the audio of the thing. All right, so we got half of it. So this is actually Planetary Panic Zone Act 2. I did that a little early, I think. So unfortunately, we are going to see the final zone of this game, or half of it at least.
Yeah, so I like, as somebody who hasn't played this game and who heard of this glitch for the first time, how in the world does pressing left during the score tally put you in a completely different act? Like, never mind skip ahead 2 acts. I don't understand how that could ever be a thing. Like, that's maybe the most obscure glitch I've ever heard of in a video game.
Yeah, so
It doesn't make any sense.
what's supposed to happen is when I get that skip, that's not gonna work. When I get the skip correctly, it would just send me straight to the final boss of this game, or Discount Doomsday Zone, as I like to jokingly call it. Instead, the way I first discovered this glitch was actually exactly in the form that you've seen it. I pressed left by accident while talking to chat during the score tally, and ended up in Planetary Panic Act 2 instead of Act 1, but the title card says Act 1. I don't know why. Even in the final boss zone, it will still say Planetary Panic Act 1. This is not Planetary Panic Act anything. I am afraid of this guy. Jesus, I had 1 ring short of being super.
Yeah.
I have
and
not
that's why you
practiced
don't want to
this,
play this stage.
Yeah, I have not practiced this act at all because I have not failed that skip in any practice run I've had since I accidentally ended up in the final boss like last week. And I was like, wait, that's a thing? And I found a consistent audio cue for it, but I don't know the exact window yet. And it's during the score tally, like I said, and you press left on the D-pad exactly once. You don't mash buttons. I hate these guys right here. These guys are awful. Also, my iPad, or Jay's iPad, is suddenly picking me up on Siri.
Hey Siri,
Shut up.
shut up. Thank you.
There we go.
Living everyone's dream right there.
All right. So there is every chance that I will probably die in the final boss, and I do apologize if that happens.
This boss is like truly.
Or this is the demi-final. The demi-final
yeah,
boss. This is not actually the final boss. There is a water shield I would really like down there. I don't know if I can get it. There we go. This makes the boss a little bit easier to deal with, just a little. What would really make it easier would be, being super, but we didn't get that. This is the checkpoint here. On the bright side, the music for this zone is actually pretty great. But you're going, thank you, penultimate, that's what I want. I did not words. So, you may recall that Metal Sonic fight I had that was like moving platforms over a kill plane. How about the final boss be that too? Except it's falling platforms over no floor. And it's against Galactus, or Galactinic. So I guess we should kind of talk about the plot of this game, if you really want to call it a plot. Also, I'm going to be really safe during this boss fight, because the boss is actually terrible.
This is a terrifying fight.
Yeah. Thankfully, I have enough lives to get us through. I would just like to not, spend 5 years here. This is why my estimate was originally 110, and then I learned how to skip this entire zone. So my PB is, oh god, okay. Sitting at like a 49, low 49, instead of like an hour 10. There I am.
But yeah, you can see they're on 51 now. If they had skipped to the final boss is like 2 minutes long, and this stage has been 4.5. So there's probably the potential for this to be somewhere around that 49-minute mark that Amber's talking about.
But the plot of this game, let's talk about it. Michael, I've told you the loose plot of this, right?
I don't think so, no.
Oh boy, all right. So this game takes place canonically, or in the fan canon, after the events of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And in that MS Paint cutscene you saw after Attraction Attack Act 1, there is a moment where you see like Eggman just kind of disintegrate in space. It's because instead of after the events he just goes on to ruin someone else's day in like Sonic 4 or, you know, whatever game you want to consider to be the next in the canon, he instead just kind of vaporizes in space after Doomsday Zone, and Sonic just kind of leaves him there. Metal Sonic, oh god, thank god. Okay, first try.
Extreme close.
This is where I should have been after Sunken Saucer, by the way. This is where I was supposed to go. But anyways, Metal Sonic has some, like, who was left for like who was left for scrap metal on Little Planet at the events, end of the events in Sonic CD, which you saw Rafflemere run. He was supposed to his programming kicked in and he's like, I'm gonna bring Eggman back to life. So he invokes the power of Little Planet. I don't know how, because that's not really well explained in the game. To bring Robotnik back as Galactnik. I don't understand how you go from, you know, bringing Eggman back to life to this, but here we are in Discount Doomsday fighting Galactus. Oh, joy. Also, how many hits have I had on the final boss? Because time is on hit 10.
It's either 3 or 4.
I think that was 4.
Okay.
That one there might be 5.
So hit 10 is where time is. I will say it unceremoniously, probably blurting it out. So get ready on time, like, hopefully in the next, like, 30 to 45 seconds, if not more. Also, ready. Yes, very, very mild gore warning upcoming, by the way. The ending of this, like, you can tell this game had a 12-year dev cycle because it has, like, a really edgy plot. Also, wow, that knockback. Don't hit me. I don't want to lose 10 rings. Thank you. If I take a hit from either his eye lasers or his energy balls that he shoots, I lose 10 rings, and it gets really, really dicey. If I don't collect rings well. And that's still not time. Come on. No, please! This is probably, like, I've lost count.
You're not far away, you'll be fine.
There we go, that's time. And for some reason, Supersonic blows Galactnik into pieces. And we have this really, really strange, but kind of soothing remix of the file select screen from Sonic 3 as your credits music. So I do recommend. It also shows the best ending possible, which I find kind of amusing. So if you don't mind us a little, like, running the credits while we're at it. I just, thank you for bearing with me through this. This is a good fan game, I promise you. It's just got some really weird quirks that are probably the, hey, there's the level design people. It's got some really weird, quirks that probably is the product of a 12-year dev cycle. But I am glad I at least got half of Planetary Panic skip, or PP skip, done. So we did skip Planetary Panic Act 1 and went straight to Act 2. I really wish I'd skipped that act, but you know, it is what it is. This is Sonic Time Twisted by Overbound Games. I was joined, my name is AmberCyprian. I was joined by Sega Junkie and TGH for color commentary and some amount of, like, actually technical commentary. This game has a single runner. It is me. So if you enjoyed this, consider picking it up. It's free. It's a fan game. Just Google it. It's fun. You can play as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles. But as we go into the best ending like portion here, you're gonna see the opening scene from like CD here, like where Little Planet was chained. And this is the third game we saved Little Planet in today. CD, Mania, and now this.
Starting to feel bad for Little Planet.
Yeah, Little Planet is just like, I don't know what it is, man. It just keeps getting targeted. But normally, what happens with the Time Stone ending is that Little Planet gets restored, but Galactic is in the background. And there's like the unceremonious text that does not have any commas. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles continue the fight to liberate Mobius from so on and so forth.
Run on set.
Yeah. And then in the Chaos Emeralds ending, Galactic is gone, but Little Planet stays fragmented like that. And then in Best Ending, you save the planet and destroy Galactic. So that's Best Ending. But
Also, shout outs to Amy, who is there.
yeah, who's just there.
She showed up.
Oh yeah, she appeared. But I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to Off because we are gonna take a quick break. Coming up next is Sonic 3D Blast on the Sega Genesis, run by Void Kura. I'll be joined by the only kid, so we can actually settle our beef about Knuckles and the shiny things or Sonic and the shiny things. And we'll be commentating for that, and then stick around after that for the final run of today with Kirby Master with Sonic Colors DS. So if you liked Rush Adventure, you're gonna enjoy Colors DS as well. It's more of the Rush style gameplay with a lot of variation in it.
That's all correct?
That is correct. Yep.
That's all of it. All right, well, we'll be back in just a few minutes with that. Thank you.
Thank you.